shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, I said that you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted, this what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. On this wonderful Tuesday, I'm going to tell you, man, it's a lot of stuff that was going on. There's a lot of stuff that was moving and shaking. If you got a chance to watch me playing Demon Slayer today, we had a good time. It was a pretty good turnout. A lot of people showed up. I guess they really like Demon Slayer. I really like the story that I'm playing so far, so I'm getting ready to know the characters of Tenjiro and actually moving forward. Hopefully I said that properly. But yeah, so it's Frontline Gaming streams. If you want to see me streaming video games all day long, I'll go over there and check that out. I also had to, got offline and I just wanted to have some time to myself and play some Marvel Rivals because there is a bonus pack that I have to do because I want to get the extra skin out for Storm. This is like the symbiote story, and I didn't even get a chance to play with the Phoenix yet, so I'm gonna get a chance to do that soon. There's so many games. Like this week alone, we have Donkey Kong coming out. We have RoboCop Rogue City. I actually got that game, so that's dropping inside Game Pass. I don't know what's coming out for PlayStation this week, but there's actually a ton of games going forward. So backlogs are becoming longer and longer. Gaming is getting to the point where I gotta set aside hours to actually get past the game because I still want to finish Death Stranding because I think Death Stranding is pretty dope. So that said a lot, but we do have hardware. Oh, my bad, man. If this is your first time finding this channel, I'm Lord King David, and you met your new best friend. Listen, I talk video games, I talk Xbox 100% of the time because I actually love Xbox. Unlike a lot of people that can't stand what's going on, I actually love exactly what I have with my console and what I have in the ecosystem. And today we're going to talk about more happening to the ecosystem. So if you're an Xbox fan, stay tuned because you're going to be enthused with what I got to say because new stuff is happening and more stuff is coming your way. If you ever wanted to stream your own game to the PC, Xbox is allowing you to do so. So right now they're testing, this Tuesday, the company has announced that they will let the Xbox insiders, those guys that's in the insider program, Game Pass Ultimate subscription, you can stream your Xbox games that you own to your PC. Now I know you're saying, why is that? But it's console only. So if you have those console only games in your Xbox PC and you want to stream the games to it, this is a huge bridging of the gap, if you will. Allowing you to test this now sets the pathway for future stream your games program. That's with Xbox. It started letting Game Pass Ultimate subscribers stream their own games. And, they have those games that's in their libraries about the Xbox Series X and X or Xbox One consoles earlier this year. But now it is extended to the PC. So the PC browsers, they allow you to stream it to your TV and your browsers and your smartphones and your PCs, your tablets and your MetaQuest headsets. Bringing that feature to the PC is especially helpful as it will help users conserve storage when playing games with, massive file sizes like Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which requires 120 gigs, and a free SSD space. Xbox currently let users stream more than 250 games from their libraries, in addition to the ones they get through Game Pass. So the company says that their plans is to expand it and keep adding more and more. Giving you back for your subscription. I think that is the most pro-consumer thing to do, is to allow you to take the games that you actually own and play them any way that you want to play them. You brought them in one place, and now you're able to take those games that you brought in that one place and extend those play sessions to different devices, from tablets to your PC to your headsets, your VR headsets, and all these other devices. This is the flexibility that I've been explaining to you guys for a long time that Microsoft and Xbox is actually developing, moving forward to, and encompassing, embracing the evolution of gaming to get it to a place where you guys are centered. You are the center of your gaming universe, and how you choose the game is really how it's going to be dictated. That's an incredible feature. Now, for some people that don't have a PC, maybe this means nothing, but more options cannot be bad. More options is always good. Now, Game Pass has launched a lot of games so far in July, with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 notably as one of the premier titles. But they have 8 more titles that's going to be launching inside Game Pass before this month is over. And a lot of people wanted to figure out what those games would be. So you got Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, which I'm personally looking forward to. But then there's another one that I just really can't wait to get my hands on, and that's Grounded 2. Now you got Wheel World, which actually stunned a lot of people when it was revealed at, I think it was the Summer Showcase. And you have RoboCop. Now, I just found out today that RoboCop Rogue City is going to be available for Xbox Game Pass on July 17th. That's the same day that I get a chance to play Donkey Kong. They are targeting big releases. If you haven't seen this, I'm trying to explain this to you. But you also get My Friendly Neighbor, and you get Back to the Dawn. Now, I definitely want to play Back to the Dawn. I think that's the Cat-Right fighting game or whatever. And Autobiotic Factor. That looks pretty okay. But Farming Simulator 25, to round that out, I'm not really enthused about that. But again, we have a true test coming up this week. Now, you can't take away FOMO, right? But you can mitigate it. And by placing games like RoboCop inside Game Pass the same day Donkey Kong comes out, that's incredible. My guy Jez, and this is wonderful talk. Remember when I told you guys before that Xbox was leaning heavily into building up the servers over in the Azure cloud? Because at the moment they have console tech that's inside. Well, now for the Azure cloud, they're looking to have that PC tech inside the cloud. Now, as they lean heavily into OEM hardware for the handhelds and for the consoles, and also doing their own hardware, Jez actually puts out an article today talking about cloud gaming and how reminding people that it's still in beta. Now, I talked about this before, and I talked about the silicon being changed inside the servers. Now, I think he had to do his own investigations to understand what I was talking about later on. But what they're doing now is xCloud Gaming is available via the web and is installable as a web app on Android and iOS and many Samsungs and LG televisions and other TVs around the world. Okay, so just don't think it's just these two, but those are the major ones, right? And in other countries, they don't advertise it, but it's okay. You can play cloud games on virtually any modern device as long as you have an Xbox controller and a stable internet connection, preferably 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi or even better, even at lower latency connections. But there are many 2D and turn-based games that work well, such as XCOM and Rogue Trader. But what if you want to play, what if you don't want to compromise? xCloud Gaming does suffer from latency issues occasionally. It's not as fast as NVIDIA GeForce Now either, or does it have other bitrate and resolutions issues compared to the higher guys. They're going to boost the tech. They're going to boost the lower latency and boost the bit rate and the resolution. Those are things that I spoke about already. And everybody is getting the chance to hear this stuff now. I've talked about this stuff in nauseam before, and now I'm glad that people are understanding what I'm talking about. And I'm just 98% right all the time. One thing I found absolutely funny is the physical purists won't be pleased by the new Life is Strange PlayStation 5 collection. Now, I love all of you guys that run out and get these physical stuff, and I tell you, God bless you, look so cute. Square Enix has revealed that it's releasing the physical PlayStation 5 bundle of Life is Strange. The game to date with all the games, retailing for $60 and launching on the 2nd of October. That's the same day of Ghost of Yode. So if you don't like Ghost of Yode, you get a chance to play this. Square Enix website stores. And with all the games and DLC included, the physical Life is Strange collection released has Life is Strange Remastered, Life is Strange Before the Storm Remastered, Life is Strange 2, Life is Strange True Colors, Deluxe Edition, and Life is Strange Double Exposure Ultimate Edition. You get the True Colors and the Double Exposure on the disc itself, then everything else will be redeemed digitally through the PlayStation Store code included in the box. This continues the trend of some publishers where much of what's been pitched as a physical release is actually digital. I've been telling you this for a long time. You guys are a dying breed. You actually need to give up the ghost and actually cut it out, because you look kind of ridiculous at this moment. It's actually really dumb now. Now we're at a point where you're holding back progress, and I look at you guys as you are the people on the line standing there with a bunch of quarters in your pockets or a bag full of pennies. Please, bro, let me just get in, swipe, and get the hell out. And I know you're going to say, King, you're giving up more of your identity in doing so. Well, you're holding me up, and I'm really sick and tired of you right now. At the moment, you guys are actually holding back all the progress that can happen. Now, if we do actually go 100% physical, 100% digital, I think we need to have a reduction on price point, because there's no justification any longer for the price point, because you're not manufacturing anything, shipping anything, having to worry about store shelves and space and all this other stuff. That stuff is no longer applicable to the situation. So what I expect and what I think we should do is give up this fight, because this fight is futile, and actually go to the fight where it actually makes more sense, and a reduction of cost based off a reduction of materials being used to facilitate that cost and make that cost look like it's sustainable. It is absolutely not sustainable, because we should be getting a kickback now. Basically, digital, cool, I'll go all digital. You basically have complete control over my library as it stands. So at this moment right now, I know a lot of guys is talking about, well, I don't really feel comfortable. Nobody gives a damn how you feel, but let me get some money back. That's all I'm saying. I've been digital since a minute now. So I've told you for a long time that Xbox was coming out with hardware next year. Now, what you determine is somebody's hardware is up to you. What they determine it to be is exactly what it is. When I told you that they were embracing hanging out with Meta and they were doing the VR, then you actually saw the headset, and then the headset is actually out now, and people are trying to say that it's not an Xbox device. It's absolutely an Xbox device, because actually after you get the device, there is protocols that actually go down with it that actually dictates it is an Xbox device. But again, that's neither here nor there, right? You don't consider that. Then you're looking over at the Xbox ROG Ally X and Xbox ROG Ally. It's the black version and the white version. And you're saying, well, that's not an Xbox either. And I'm telling you, they're partnering up with them. It's an Xbox SKU based off of the software that is inside the device that places it directly in the line of what they're trying to do. Oh, but that's not a Mac market device, and that's not a device that I'm looking for. Okay, well, that device isn't marketed to you. there's premium versions of when you go buy your car, right? When you buy a Corvette, well, let's just say you buy a Camaro, and you buy a standard Camaro, and then you buy the SS Camaro, or the RS Camaro, then the SS Camaro, and then the Z1. The Z1 is the top of the line. Well, this is the top of the line, right? And you're gonna have different levels of entry for where you want to get into the hardware, facilitated by different people. Now, if you want an Xbox branded hardware, that hardware is actually coming. That hardware itself may show up in 2027 at a lower SKU. That handheld itself might show up in 2026 at a lower price point. But the premium stuff, the stuff that is going to test the market, that's going to test the validity of if it's a viable situation, the test bed before they actually release their actual own stuff, is going to be at a different price point. And I know you're going to say, well, King, it will make sense if they actually sold it cheaper. They're in a position of selling Game Pass. They're in a position of getting you locked into Game Pass. And a lot of times you guys aren't seeing where they're going. I had no problem when Xbox moved to the digital situation. I already knew where the market was going. They have people that are way smarter than me in positions to understand how many people are using X amount of devices, what those devices facilitate. Like, you know, when you do put in a disc inside your Xbox Series X, it tells you, right? But then it also tells you if you're buying digital. So how many people have an Xbox Series X that actually purchase more digitally? So it's useless to have the disk drive, right? If you purchase more digitally. So that's why they released a all digital Xbox Series X. But again, we are holding ourselves to a different standard. I think that we are the old oligarch when it comes to this stuff. And I understand a lot of you guys are like, nah, King, listen, man, I lean my physical. Cool. Keep holding up the line. We need to go forward. Our next consoles is going to be completely all digital. They all want you inside of one ecosystem type of thing. Now, I don't know what they're going to do. At the moment, I think you can hitch up any disk drive to your Xbox PC disk drive external, and then you can actually play those games. Me personally, good. If you allow that to happen, great. I don't have that many Series X and S games that's not digital, but I do have a boatload of Xbox One games and 360 games, but I also have that hardware, so I can actually play those games regardless to what. The complete digital era for me is really the series consoles. Same thing with my Switch, it's completely digital. My Switch 2, majority of my Switch 1 games are physical, and then you have the PlayStation, which I'm not really buying too much of their stuff. I'm really picking and choosing what I feel is viable for my dollars. But the consoles, what do you hear? What do you think about these OEM consoles? Now, as far as Play Anywhere and playing your games on PC, Xbox, mobile, wherever, this unilateral decision that was based off of making sure that you're centered in the whole ecosystem. The best way to lock somebody into an ecosystem is to make it as comfortable and as inviting as possible, with giving them absolutely no reasons to leave. Now, I think, and I was reading the article with Jez, and he did touch on a couple of other things of a tier-based system when it comes to the Xbox Cloud. Well, xCloud right now is still in beta, right? So they're upgrading all the servers and all that other stuff in order to make sure that it's as robust as possible in order to start attacking that. I think they're going to attack that into a 3 trifecta phase as well. If you just want Xbox cloud gaming and streaming itself, then they're going to probably offer that at cheaper tiers. $5 tiers, $7 tiers, $10 tiers. And you can have different levels of resolution, streaming bit rates, and all this other stuff. Ads, no ads. Xbox is going to attack that in a manner that actually makes sense when it comes to streaming, because once these handhelds are part of your environment, you're looking at, you say, greatly reducing the SSD space by allowing you to stream. Now, if the streaming is equal to the screen resolution, then you're at an absolute win. This where streaming absolutely totally makes 100 complete sense. If you have a screen that you say max resolution on it is 1080p, right? OLED, whatever, HDR, and all the wonderful stuff that you have, variable refresh rate and all this, everything is there. But at 1080p. If you're streaming at 1080p, you're going to get the max resolution onto that handheld. That is going to give you a better experience, because you're not trying to stream it at 4K. You're not trying to stream it at 1440p. You're not trying to take that resolution above and beyond. What you're trying to do is offer something that fits that device, that offers to that portable device exactly what the portable device max resolution is. So therefore, there won't be any downgrade at all. Actually, you'll be producing what that device is able to handle. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a phenomenal idea. Now, knowing this, knowing where they're going with it, do you actually start to see the strategy in which Microsoft and Xbox is taking the company? And I realize at this moment right now, when I'm noticing a lot of the stuff that's happening in the background, a lot of stuff that they're actually reporting, a lot of the stuff that's not being reporting. The whole game plan is to offer a multi-tiered, structured console experience with gaming and streaming centered around however you want to engage. It's really centered around making the content and making it available on as many devices and with as much services surrounding the Encompass devices. If you choose to take that experience to another platform, you won't be afforded all the luxuries that you have over here, but you still can partake in some manner. I think that within itself is an ingenious plan, right? Not saying that we have much say as consumers. Don't delusion yourself. Don't take that thought and believe that you really have a say in where these companies are going. They have an absolute say. Unless you're a shareholder, then you have something to say. But looking at the future and what they're proposing, that's just more options for the devices that I have that allows me to do more things with it. So my PC is an existing device that I have that I'm able to stream and get my games from my console and play it on my PC. My handheld, when it comes out, allows me to do the same. Play anywhere allows me to buy one game and play it anywhere I choose. So these givings just to keep me satiated and staying inside the ecosystem. Game Pass is only going to grow. You know, people are still reporting that's still at 35 crap, and I just don't fall for it no more. I know it's at like 41, damn near 42, and 42 million. It doesn't really matter to me. It just matters to the numbers, people. It matters to me only to say this to you. I knew it was going to be a success from the beginning. I knew they were going to push forward once it became successful. And I also understood that it's for the long haul. Xbox is in it for the long haul. So new hardware coming, like I told you, this year and next year, with games launching constantly. We are being bombarded with quality games at reasonable prices. And that's something that you can't beat. Well, if you liked anything here today, and I do hope you did, I do appreciate you for showing up. I do appreciate your time. Again, Lord King David, having fun with you guys, talking Xbox, talking the industry, loving everything that we're doing. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go where players play and, winners win. And that's that's the place that I have the most joy. Now, there's something that I wanted to play that came out, and I didn't know if I was going to get a chance to play it today. But I got to take 30 minutes out and at least, because I installed it, and I got to play it. So, what I'm going to tell you dudes to do what I always do, just try to play the Game Pass. Ain't that right, Bella?